Y'all ready to be history?
Get started.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
To the Pro Audio Suite.
These guys are professional. They're motivated.
With Tech to the VO stars. George Whittam, founder of Source Elements. Robert Marshall, international audio engineer. Darren Robbo Robertson. And global voice, Andrew Peters. Thanks to Tribooth, Austrian Audio, making passion heard. Source Elements, George the Tech Whittam, and Robbo and AP's international demos. To find out more about us, check theproaudiosuite.com.
Line up, ladies!
Here we go.
And welcome to another Pro Audio Suite. Thanks to Tribooth. Don't forget the code TRIPAP200. That will get you $200 off your Tribooth and Austrian Audio, making passion heard. Now, you had a bit of an incident over the weekend, or actually it was probably yesterday, Robbo, with someone using Source Connect 3, trying to connect with someone on Source Connect 4.
Other way around. Yeah, actually,
I've
got someone call me and they were having some trouble with Source Connect. In fact, they were panicking. They were shitting themselves. They had a session at 8:00 in the morning, and they downloaded their 2-day license for Source Connect. And she got in touch with me because she was panicking that there was no license popping up in her iLock. So it kind of clinked with me that perhaps she'd downloaded a 4. Not realizing that 4 was the only one you could do that with. I actually found out that from Robert later on. But anyway, long story short, I got in touch with Robert and he talked me through the process of the bridge, which was going to be the original plan because Robert kindly dropped a 3.9 temporary license in this lady's account to get her going. But if she had to go the other way with 4, we were going to use the bridge. And I'd never even heard of the bridge. Every time we've discussed Source Connect 3 and 4 compatibility on this show, my understanding was that they didn't talk at all. So anyway, we found the bridge and I was shocked at how easy it is to set up and how well it worked. So I kind of figured it would be worth talking about today because I reckon it would be a headache solver for a lot of people.
It will. I mean, I think there's a number of advantages to considering the bridge. It's true that bridges add latency latency because you're going through 2 systems instead of 1, so it's not a direct connection. But there's certain situations where it might be almost, best. If you think about a voice talent who's on the road with a Windows machine, they can't get their ports forwarded. Source Connect 3 really needs or wants port forwarding. Source Connect 4 doesn't need port forwarding. So that talent who's on the road on a Windows machine would be much better off connecting via Source Connect 4. And if they have a studio who, for whatever reason, is still using version 3, then the bridge might actually be preferred in that situation, at least, because you're going to get through to the bridge and you assume the studio is set up. And then you don't have to worry about, will my ports work or not? A little bit different for, Mac users. Mac Source Connect 3.9 to 3.9, it has other means of getting through without ports, so that's generally not as big of a problem. That traveling with Source Connect is more really just an issue for Windows users. But the new issue that's starting to come up is that Sequoia, for example, and the newest Mac operating systems are really starting to give a bit of trouble to Source Connect 3. Like the nightmare situation would be, imagine a talent running a really old Mac operating system like Sierra that cannot do Source Connect 4. And then the studio fully updated and they can't do Source Connect 3 because, like Sequoia and whatnot is having trouble with Source Connect 3. So now, again, the bridge is the only way to get across that one reliably. Mm-hmm. And they're not as bad as, they're very quick to set up. They're on everybody's dashboard.
I was surprised at how simple it was to set up. I mean, literally, you go into your account, you click on bridge, you click the person you want to connect to, thinks about it for, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and bang, you're good. And then all you've got to do is go back to your, whether it be 3 or 4, go back to your Source Connect plugin and just instead of selecting the person you're connecting to directly, you select the bridge and really simple.
So the one difference is that both people have to connect to the bridge. Yeah. The bridge doesn't dial out to anybody. Both ends dial. And the bridge contact shows up on each person's or each side's contacts list. So, and in most cases, you don't even have to really worry about, it's bridge 792445. But really, in most cases, people don't have multiple bridges going simultaneously. So it'll probably be the only bridge that shows up on your contacts list, because once you're done with that bridge, it will go away from your contacts list.
Yeah. And the timing is because it takes up a crap load of room on the server. Is that right?
Well, it's a real system. So there are a limited number of bridges, actually. I think there's 8 of them.
Right. Wow.
But we've not really had an issue.
I think people, they don't realize what, and they don't care. They just want it to work. But the amount of engineering into making that automate and work that easily it's not trivial at all. It's pretty impressive that it does what it does. And again, that they put in that time, money, and effort into building a system for free that is really temporarily solving a problem until everybody moves to the new version. It's pretty cool that it's just there.
Yeah, it's 3 and 4 were so different. Just to fill everyone in, 3 and 4 are so different that 3 does not connect to 4. Thus, the need for the bridge. But also, for us, it made a lot more sense to make something like the bridge than to significantly delay and invest in a huge feature that would only be useful for maybe 2 years. And then what's the point of, the connections to 3 within 4?
I'd never seen it, and Robbo was talking about it before we started recording this, and so we did it. He said, jump on and let's connect via the bridge, which we did. And I was like, holy shit, that was really easy.
The bridges do, cancel out auto restore, auto replace. I would say that, technically it's better to connect directly between versions, but if there's any reason why you or the studio can't use whatever other version, the bridge is there. And as you said, they're easy to use. And I've seen, unfortunately, I've seen some talent at times where they're like, I'm on 4, I need to be on 4 because they're on Windows and it's easier. And the studio just went, no bridge, period. Like, absolutely not. And it's like, did you try it? And they just like throw down their, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And what's your thought about the fact that it's a bit like a car with a meter and it has a clock. And so when the clock gets below 15 minutes, you have 15 minutes to click add more time. If not, because it's a limited resource, it will cut the whole bridge off if you don't keep on extending it.
Is that from both ends?
No, because the only end that manages the bridge is the side that initiates it. So if you call up the bridge, you're calling it up for you pick from your contacts list who you want to connect with, and it populates the bridge contact in your contacts list and whoever you designated. So then if you did that, you're the person that's managing that bridge. You have the clock. You can do this from your cell phone. If you're in the booth, you could have your cell phone with the little clock clicking away. It's just a window. You don't close it and you just click.
I got to be honest. For most of the Source Connect sessions I do, half an hour would be enough for maybe 1 or 2 tracks. And if there was more, that extra 15 minutes. I mean, I think you can take another 15 minutes 3 or 4 times before you've got to actually refresh the whole thing.
Even more. So it's funny how slow we are at updating the web page, but it says 90 minutes, but the reality is I think it gives you up to 2.5 hours of refreshes.
Right. Well, there you go. And that would be more than enough for any session I ever do. I fucking hope so anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Do you need at least 2.5 hours if you're doing a 10-second tag?
Take 110.
Did I ever tell you that story? When I was at George Pat's, I'd only just left radio and I was sort of getting used to and I say this in the nicest possible way, the pretentiousness of advertising agencies. And we were launching a new magazine. It was called Take 5 magazine. And there was the 2 Mels were in charge of the launch of this magazine, and they did the TVC. And Henry Zepps, who unfortunately has recently passed away, R.I.P. Henry, a great guy. They had him down in a studio to do the tag, Take 5 magazine, out now. 2.5 hours later, Henry was still in the booth and turned around and said, listen, I've got to go. If you don't have it by now, you'll never have it, and left.
It sounds like that TV show, the Valkyries, or what was it that you were the one from England where the guy's an actor?
Oh, Toast of London.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. great show. It's very funny. But yeah, I've had sessions where it's like the shorter the script, the longer the session. And I had one only a few weeks ago, and it got to the point where I just had to stop talking to make the engineer jump in and start managing the session because it was just getting right out of control. And I thought, right, I'm just going to not say anything, which then instigated the engineer jumping in and going, look, I really think we've got everything we need. Unless there's something specific you need, I think we're covered.
Let this person go.
And eventually it was like, okay, great. Thank you. Bye-bye.
At some point, you just start doing it exactly the same every time. Like you just purposely.
I've had people come in here though. This is really weird. I won't mention who it was, but a voice talent came here during COVID and had to do a session. And it's always the thing. Can you give us three? Just give us three in a row of that, that short sentence or whatever, tag or whatever. This person did three in a row, but they were all exactly the same.
Yes, people do that.
And then they go, oh yeah, we actually like the second one was good. I thought so.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre.
I think sometimes with your direction, you got to be a bit clearer. If you can you give us three in a row? Sort of, I think it means to them, can you give me three the way you hear it in a row? I think you've got to say, can you mix them up? Give us, three in a row or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, make it clear because I've noticed that a lot.
Some variety. Yeah.
Is that the same as what we say when we say ABC? Can you ABC that for us?
Yeah.
Is that the
give me
same
an
thing?
ABC on that, or three in a row. Yeah. Or a series of three. Yeah.
But that's why it's called ABC, not AAA. They want three different.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, can you give me an AA and a B, please?
That's the Canadian version. AA.
A. I like A. A.
What do you think about BA?
A.
I like CA.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on a tangent, I got another good one for you. I just stumbled into my inbox or my whatever wall or something, and it was a memo. I had to verify that this is actually authentic, but it was a memo from the executive staff at Apple in February 1st, 1980. And the subject is called typewriters. And it says, effective immediately, no more typewriters are to be purchased, leased, etc., etc. Apple is an innovative company.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yes, we must believe and lead in all areas of word processing is so neat, we all must use it. And it goes on. It says, by 1/181, no typewriters at Apple. And then it says in parentheses, Ken, get rid of the DEC word processor ASAP. You know who you are, Ken. So at some point, Source Connect 3 has to go away and everybody has to move to 4 because technology marches on,
If you don't, it's so funny. You're caught in a corner because if you don't improve the technology, then everyone who wants to upgrade is pissed off at you. And then if you do upgrade the technology and you have to move it forward, and then you have to leave something behind, everybody who wants to hold on to their old computer and their old system is pissed off of you, and you're just standing in the middle of the road getting like crushed by
run over.
Yeah. But at least if you realize that, you're ahead of the game than not realizing that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not pissing somebody off, you're doing something wrong. Wait, I don't know.
Something like that.
Exactly. I think there's a saying that goes along those lines.
We piss people off every week, yet they keep coming back. So, there's something in that too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm still married, so there you go. But one thing we should make clear also, because if you go on to like ChatGPT.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it says stereo.
It may give you some misinformation.
Right. Well, it's not. ChatGPT is not incorrect from what it's reading. We have some incorrect information on our website, which we will fix. It says that the bridges are stereo by default. They are, in fact, mono by default. And we'll change that in time for Source Connect 3 to completely go away.
Yeah, and this isn't about ChatGPT, and there's a lot of people that, either people think it's magic or they don't trust it, right? But I will say this about ChatGPT 5, like if you use it in search mode, people don't know it has two modes, like normal chat and search. When it's in search mode, it references every search result that it gives you in that answer. So, and if you're not sure, click on the reference and read the original link. In fact, I encourage you to do it because that means the person who actually put the content out there that it's stealing from or scraping is getting rewarded because you're going to their actual site, So I recommend.
I find it's funny because we used to joke how when it was harder to build your own search, we had a search on our website.
Was it powered by Google?
Well, I forget what it was, but however it went, I found it just myself, and other users found that it was easier to search our website with Google than with our own website.
Right.
Like Google searched our website better than our own website could search itself.
That's right.
And it's kind of like, it seems to be happening with ChatGPT now.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely true on my website. I could not get my web developer to build me a search engine on my own website to save his freaking life. Until I found
with Google.
I built my own custom GTP, which is not cheap to operate, but I have my own custom GTP with my own language model of my own freaking website so that you can go and type into the chatbot stuff you're looking for on the website. That was my workaround. And is it perfect? No, but it's pretty damn good. And it gives you a lot of useful information in the process. But I had to build something out of a chatbot to be able to search my own site, which is kind of insane. What do you think about it?
Exactly.
Is that GTP GTT?
The Le Mans GTP.
It's got a lot of names: George Bot, GTT Bot, et cetera, et cetera. But I have it.
Since you're on that bend, I've got the perfect way to end this episode. If you've got the shits that version 3 and 4 of Source Connect won't talk, build a bridge.
And it's not a bridge too far. It's very easy to find.
Well, that was fun. Is it over?
The Pro Audio Suite with thanks to Tribooth and Austrian Audio. Recorded using Source Connect. Edited by Andrew Peters and mixed by Robbo. Got your own audio issues? Just ask Robbo.com. With tech support from George the Tech Whittam. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and join in the conversation on our Facebook group. To leave a comment, suggest a topic, or just say g'day, drop us a note at our website, proaudiosuite.com.